for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. To the genuine ones, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I truly hope that you continue to find peace within regards to who gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey. You matter and you are worthy, and I say that respectfully. Those moments starts to become cherishable moments, allowing you to go in home and realize you was a gift to yourself, not to fumble yourself when it came to that testimony. Folks doing you wrong, right, to left. They try to cause so much confusion in your life, but God truly shows you that you truly was the best. That blessing in disguise allowed you to understand unconditional love. The lie didn't actually mean sense that day because someone didn't understand your vocabulary. The disrespect was loud when they created hate train, but you didn't get discouraged because hold on, once you overcame the pain, you still being patient with time and day. That reflection hits different when you know your worth. That unconditional love allows you to see why you believe in your faith coming out your comfort zone, bother certain folks' mental health. How you chose yourself not to discourage yourself. That hinge is different. Be patient with time and day when it comes to your vocabulary. Don't hurt yourself another day. They didn't pour into you, but you didn't shortchange you. God will sweet bring you balance, acknowledge you. You may not pray the same as the average person, but you never had hate in your vein when you weathered that storm that day. You matter, you're worthy, don't get discouraged. That story started with you at the end of the day. Can't nobody tell your story better than you, regardless how much notes they take, how they threw spoke right, the left, to reject you, to project pain. They want you to become your worst enemy, but hold on 1 second. God allowed you to see why God didn't give up on you. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Don't dim your light, neighbor, far from the hater. No other trade throw for me. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. When someone says that you don't have potential, never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. Regardless of who gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey, you matter and you are worthy. I'm not your general respecter. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Loving yourself is not a crime. Where do I start? Today's currently July 23rd, 2025. They didn't want you to believe in hope, but that receiver hits different when God is truly woke. God allowed you to see, hold on 1 second, allowing you to choose yourself, not to overlook yourself, but God was willing to better yourself. You had folks in different tax bracket, like your next door neighbor. Hold on 1 second, they're mad, they tax bracket with their bad habits, telling you every move, making you feel like you're supposed to be uncomfortable, being confused. They were throwing spoke right to left so you could reject yourself, so you could project you out to be mentally unstable. It's just trying to throw from your out vein, didn't hit the same, because you never had hate in your vein when you knew how to weather a storm they couldn't relate to. Speaking up for yourself, keeping it real. They called you a snitch, but hold on 1 second. The confidence hits different when you actually spoke up for yourself. When someone says you was mentally ill, nobody's going to believe when you're speaking the truth, and you never had malicious intentions. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. You know, gang stalking is real until it's your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. Always protect your energy. Protect you and your family with no malicious intentions. Stop the violence. A storm they couldn't weather. They didn't understand if you was coming to go, but hold on 1 second. They swore they knew your next move. Hold on 1 second, only to truly be confused. It's a chain of thought for me. How they had to send spell work towards you. But hold on 1 second, that gravity actually hits different because God allowed you to self-reflect. It was never for likes and views of cloud chasing or fame. They say ain't nobody gonna hear you when it come to your pain. Coming from poverty and pain. Being on an empty stomach, they would never understand how God was really allowing you to feel woke. How they had to make sure they dumb you down, to discourage you, but hold on 1 second, God didn't tell a lie. When they try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even try to make you homeless in the background, or because of the fact they wanted to see you frown, let alone down. They didn't want you to maintain a smile they couldn't relate to. Hold on 1 second, your reflection. That ain't just different when it was never competition. Didn't matter your sexual orientation, your disability, your age, your religion, or your culture. They didn't want you to understand that, hold on 1 second, hope was within you. They wanted you to live in fear. How it took a whole community to try to discourage you. They hide behind fake pages, talking about they flexing you at the end of the day, talking about they keeping the real, those stories in a toxic way. But that vocabulary hits different because God's protecting your mental health, far from crazy, slow, stupid, and retarded. Everybody has good days, bad days, misunderstanding days, but God shows you why you weathered that storm that day. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. That biggest flex was truly going within understanding, hold on 1 second, I am worthy. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. As a matter of fact, neighbor, check you out. Matter of fact, hold on 1 second. I am worthy that you lose my faith. They said that you whack and you corner, you are nobody. But it was never competition when you wasn't trying to hurt nobody. You was just being authentic, knew how to respect your neighbor. Even when you get lost in your words, you was far from slow, stupid, and retarded because God was actually paying attention. We may not pray the same, but I still know how to respect my neighbor, whether it's something they can relate to, what's going with them, to understand change. Folks be talking about they grown. It be the train of thought for me. How you trying to hurt the next person because they trying to understand they feel that you can relate to what's going within, regardless to someone's situation. It's a train of thought for me. How folks in the background trying to humble an innocent person because someone is truly trying every single day. You had a choice. You had a choice to show up for yourself in that description. You had a choice to show up for yourself in that area in your life. That's what you chose that day. You decided to sell narcotics. Someone decided to do something else that ended that actually made them comfortable. We ain't the same when it comes to our tax bracket, but I still know how to respect my neighbor when they came to weather they storm, but I didn't think nobody was better than nobody. It's a train of thought for me. Hold on one second. They try to paint you out to be the villain in their story, all because you spoke up for yourself and made them mentally unstable. They said, hold on one second, you speaking too much facts. I can't allow you to disrespect me. Hold on one second, that's truly whack. I know what I did to you that day. That's what they saying out loud behind closed doors. Hold on one second. How they try to kick you down. They didn't want folks to hear what you was truly saying. They wanted you to be so uncomfortable to wear a mask to hold on one second to deal with pain. But God said, hold on one second, I got you back when I'm holding this will to hold you down. We ain't the same. You know, because certain individuals, when it comes to certain tax brackets, you know, regardless of how long you've been on a job site, certain folks is where you talking about like a bad habit, this type of stuff actually happens. How nobody's going to hear your voice or they don't believe you. They're going to paint you out to be delusional. All because you had potential. The jealousy and envy was real when you first met somebody. All because of the fact when you wasn't trying to hurt nobody. You ever respected somebody and you didn't have to know them? You ever gave something to somebody and you didn't have to know them? But they wouldn't talk about all of that though. They wouldn't talk about the moments that you inspired somebody and you didn't have to try hard, and they didn't like the fact that you was pouring into them. And because they were older than you or not, they like, hold on one second, nah, you know a little bit too much. You're a little bit too old for your little soul. It's a train of thought for me and you're truly young. I made you feel so uncomfortable. Hold on one second, because I was willing to choose me to understand growth, so that you can relate to. I said I was getting better with time and day. This type of stuff actually happens. I never understood this, how someone say get your life together. It doesn't matter what someone is doing, especially when they're not hurting innocent people on themselves. How when someone is saying, okay, I'm going to weather that storm, I'm going to pour into me, regardless of I'm a content creator or not. I'm pouring into me. I'm finding a hobby that truly allows me to feel. Keeping it real. I ain't got to wear a mask because the right community truly going to be for me. They ain't got to throw shade, let alone create a hate train. We ain't the same. How you got your next door neighbor, different tax brackets, telling you every move, giggling, or whatever the case may be. Talking about they was keeping it real. Didn't matter, they tax bracket at the end of the day. Telling you every move, like, yo, gang stalking is real. They try to paint you out to be so confused, you mentally ill. How this type of stuff actually happens. You ever apply for something within applying for something? And because someone had a job description, they was able to control the narrative of that situation. And you ever heard someone speak about something like, nah, they crazy, something was wrong with them. Like, why would the supervisor do that to you? Why would that person in that department do that to you? Folks will swear I'm talking about like a bad habit, but I'm being honest at the end of it, because this type of stuff happens every single day. Everybody's healing journey ain't the same. It's some people that know how to take accountability for their actions and realize, you know what? I caused you pain. And not only did I cause you pain, I caused you trauma, and the process of me shortchange you, or a vision that, hold on one second, I didn't like you because of the fact that I had true hate within me. That's how you felt that day. You didn't like the fact that someone chose themselves. Someone's keeping the real, that, hold on one second, they wasn't trying to control your narrative when it came to your job description that day. They were just talking to you as a consumer, as you would want someone to help you, being respectful and kind, with no malicious intentions. Why did you have to lie? One thing I don't do is run from my past. I understand maturity has different, hold on one second, acting your body weight not your shoe size. I don't run from my past, and I say that respectfully. I don't. Regardless of who's trying to dig up my past, paying this person, paying that person, trying to discourage me, doing humiliation rituals or whatever the case may be, but I still had the potential when you said I did, got you sitting back taking notes, didn't matter your tax bracket. trying to humiliate me. That's what you try to do. You try to humble me, but God chose me. Something that you can relate to is praying to go with it, understand your reflection, stay in your lane. How this type of stuff actually happens. Because certain folks want you to still deal with pain. You know, every community is really not for you. And it's disgusting to see how it doesn't matter someone's tax bracket. How someone will say that you don't have potential, but they sit there, hack your devices, gang stalk you, and project sport towards you. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day, so you can get discouraged. Nobody's going to hear you, let alone believe you. You never had hate in your vein. You can acknowledge someone, hold on 1 second, I like your shoes, I like your outfit, I like your creativity. Only the rest of hold on 1 second, they trying to second your free will when it comes to your conscience. They trying to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, or they be part of the hatred at the end of the day. Laughing at your pain, hold on 1 second, you still didn't get discouraged another day. Everybody's walk of life they're the same because the last person probably didn't make it to see another day. Or certain folks are so strung out they can't even know, they don't even know if they're coming or going, understand their own whereabouts. How this type of stuff becomes the norm. Or because someone lacks self-control when it came to discipline. Didn't matter if you had a moms and pops in the household. Jealousy and envy and hate is really real and it's disgusting. You know, when it comes to customer service, doesn't matter what job description it is. Respect's a two-way street. It's not somebody trying to outdo your job when they're approaching you, when they're trying to get a service. Because if it was on the opposite foot, you will want someone to help you too. To see you, hear you, and respect you with no malicious intentions. And if you don't understand something, I never knew it was a crime to ask your neighbor, hey, can you repeat that? Or neighbor, can you help me and guide me to the right department? Growing up, I always was told, no answer is a wrong answer. Because when that person doesn't have the right answer to answer what you got to say at the end of the day, someone has the right information somewhere else in a different department. And you don't have to know them or not. And they're not going to try to humble you or disrespect you. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. You can only be yourself. You can't be nobody else. Sitting there taking notes at the end of the day. Why would you discourage yourself, putting yourself in competition with someone that actually shows up for themselves? Healing, trauma, and pain is not a race. Saying that someone is mentally unstable to antagonize them. You want them to catch a case, try to rob them mentally, spiritually, financially. It be trying to throw for me. How folks, what they doing, come to me spells. How you talking about you doing spell work on someone to be mentally ill. You forcing someone to be in a crib. But hold on 1 second, that was a safe place. They be the train of thought for me. I never knew it was a crime to go outside or not. I never knew it was a crime to ask someone something. I never knew it was a crime to acknowledge your neighbor and respect your neighbor with no malicious intentions. That's why people be so mindful as to getting in conversations with certain individuals, because damn, the hate train already started. I could be walking into somebody at the end, they're going to try to bring harm towards me, all because of the fact that I said hello that day. How this type of stuff actually happens. Or let alone someone held the elevator, let alone held the door, only to realize you was part of that hate train that day. Trying to make me feel like I was truly somebody, only because you wanted to dim my light to say, hold on 1 second. I actually had a conversation with that person, and I energy harvested off their energy. Well, matter of fact, I was able to manipulate the situation when it came to their energy, to project spell work towards them. Because the cult leader actually showed me how to do it. How this type of stuff actually happens when folks bring confusion. I'm far from a hater. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions, neighbor. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater. What about you? Don't dim your light, neighbor, 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 neighbor. Don't dim your light, neighbor, 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 neighbor. I'm far from a hater, neighbor, 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 neighbor. Dim, neighbor, 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 neighbor. I gotta go. It's not a crime to be authentic. You know, whoever's in the background trying to make me homeless or rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, whatever the case may be, my Heavenly Mother and Father see you. And I say that respectfully. It's disgusting to know that people that's older than me is against me because I was willing to choose me. You decided to go to that job. You decided to deal with negative energy. You decided to be in that unhealthy relationship. You decided to do this. You decided to do that. You decided not to step out on faith when it comes to a hobby. You decided not to learn how to cook. You decided to not do something new in your life. That has nothing to do with me, and I say that respectfully. Regardless of where you are in your journey. When someone is getting their life together, actions speak louder than words. And it's disgusting to see how it takes one person to create a hate train towards an innocent person. And then you got a whole group of people, over 30, 40, 50 people. Me? Going against one person. Because that's what the innocent person is saying, like, damn, all I was doing was speaking up for myself when someone said nobody will believe me. It's a train of thought for me. Never give up on yourself when someone threatens your life because they created a hate train towards you, and I say that respectfully. They try to humble you, to disrespect you. They send in low frequency energies towards you so you can get discouraged and stay in a predicament, being mentally unstable. How this type of stuff happens. Hacking your devices, thinking they doing something. They said nobody's going to hear you. We controlling your background. At the end of the day, we pick and choose and actually who can show up for you. How this type of stuff actually happens. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding. I do not live in fear. I do not live in fear. I'm not here genuine love respect, and I never signed up for nobody's one-sided ass contract, and I say that respectfully. Today is currently July 23rd, 4:31 p.m. I never gave no neighbor's door neighbor, no tax bracket, permission to use my creativity. I never worked with anybody when it comes to my creativity, regardless who's in the background trying to blackmail me against me. You know, when it comes to gang stalking and someone hacking your devices and stuff like that, it's really real. You don't have to know somebody or not for someone to have the evil eye towards you, all because you're willing to choose you. Someone doesn't like the fact that you're choosing you. You could be spiritually more gifted than somebody. You could be more talented than somebody. You could have beautiful more features than somebody. You can dress better than somebody. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You could get genuine love without trying hard. And certain people just have certain insecurities within them. It could be the most littlest things that will bother someone's mental health to project the evil eye towards you. All because you chose you. How this type of stuff actually happens. Folks win that you talk about like a bad habit. But never not one time that you have to say someone's name. When you talk about reality. You have to project pain besides keeping it real. That ain't just different. That's why they said that you're mentally ill. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. When God sends the right people into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you with no misintentions. They're not trying to bring harm towards you, and I say that respectfully. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. They're not in the background making sure you don't get your mail. They're not in the background tampering with your mail. They're not in the background creating a hate train when you go to certain environments and they pick up the phone and gang stalking you. Did that person come into this environment? Do this to they food. Do this to their haircut. Do this to abuse them. Do this to manipulate them. Do this to antagonize them. Nah, that's not a child of God doing that. Folks be talking about they praying to go with them. Well, we don't pray the same, but I never had hate in my vein. I sure hope that you find peace within weather your storm, but just stay in your lane. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I'm not hating, I'm respecting, I'm far from a hater. Protect your energy. It's a full moon around the corner. Less than a couple hours. And I say that respectfully. Protect your energy, you matter, you're worthy. Folks be trying to discourage you at the end of the day. I started talking about I'm about to do tarot readings again. They make sure they gotta dim me down so I won't be an algorithm, but that's okay. Because God still allowed me to choose me. Even when it comes to my creativity, I always said I do a little bit of everything. I do not energy harvest those people's energy like some of you folks. I do not gang stalk people like some of you folks. I do not destiny swipe with my neighbor like some of you folks, or even astro travel to my neighbor without their permission. And I say that respectfully. I ain't got to do pretending. How we live in the spiritual world. Folks pick and choose who could talk about God, let alone spirituality. At the end of the day, it be the train of thought for me. How they want you to lose faith when it comes to hope. But it was always within you when it comes to growth. That elevation hits different. Continue to blossom, elevate. Continue to blossom, to elevate, butterfly. God didn't tell a lie because God wasn't misleading you to understand that. Hold on 1 second. You are worthy to understand your faith. I may get lost in my word, but I was far from slow. That's what they said about you at the end of the day when you said that you was woke. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Like they pick and choose who could talk about God. It's a trick over me. That's some bullshit. Ah! Because when you start to talk about God, no, it's the drink off of me. It's a good God, it's a bad God. I don't worship the devil. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding. God was never for sale when you keeping it real. I ain't have to wear a mask, and I said it respectfully to do any pretending. When you said I was mentally ill, being authentic bothered your mental health. I would never stop being myself when you said I wasn't worthy of choosing myself. When I started my creativity, I said practice makes perfect. I always started off with motivational speaking. I always started off with comedy. I started off with just a little bit of everything. I even did cooking. I did just a little bit of everything, and I say that respectfully. Even a little bit of showing you how to fix something when someone didn't want to do their job. I'm just saying. I never had to disrespect somebody until they try to humble me and disrespect me. And it didn't matter they tax bracket, and I say that respectfully. How because someone feels they're in a certain tax bracket, they want to discourage you. You know, gang stalking is real until it's your household. It's a lot of individuals who deal with this type of stuff every single day. Our story may not be the same, but that pain truly does hit different. But understand that you truly have someone actually here to hear you. Hold on 1 second. God never overlooks you. You're mad and you're worthy. When God sends directly into your life, not to overlook you. One thing I never had to do, and I say this respectfully, when God reveals the devil, let alone the enemy, God would test you, but then testing you. Because God is showing you at the end of the day why you're showing up for you. God showed me when that person that God removed me from out of their life, what they was going to do and how they was going to do it, regardless of what the relationship was. How they was doing it for likes and views of cloud chasing and fame. But we wasn't in the same ball game. Because I was playing games. The energy is different. Because God was never for sale when I was keeping it real. How you wanted me in a cell so bad, saying I was mentally ill. You wanted me to be all doped up, bent out of shape. But God was really showing me balance when it comes to my worth. Regardless of what you're doing in the background, I said it respectfully, I'm going to always know I have the potential. And I ain't going to give up on myself. The last person I able to tell a story. But hold on 1 second. I'm very so much thankful that God allowed me to see the confidence, to understand the glory. Always be yourself. When the adult that's for you comes into your life, that man and woman, they act their body weight, not their shoe size. And it doesn't matter their tax bracket, if they came from poverty and pain or not. That boss, that real boss, not that child. It's a different. Because an adult understands balance when it comes to their inner child. And when God sends the right adult into your life to respect you as an adult or as a child, they act their body weight, not their shoe size, and they don't got hate in their vein, and they're not trying to disrespect you or let alone humble you because they respect you, acknowledge you. They've been through things in life at the end of the day. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same when it comes to healing trauma and pain, because it's still folks dealing with patience and time and day. They ain't look at you like competition. They just want you to better yourself, to fix your crime. You didn't have to wild out. We ain't the same. Didn't matter your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Didn't matter your tax bracket, but your bad habits took a whole community to gang up on an innocent person, or because someone's speaking the truth, talking about you a snitch or whatever the case may be. Well, I walk it, and I say it respectfully, and I'ma talk it. Being authentic bothers your mental health. Folks be talking about they want real in their life, but they couldn't keep it real. No, at the check on me. Oh my God. I never understood this. Certain individuals, we wouldn't have certain conversations, or it wouldn't have been a topic, right? If you didn't antagonize a person. If you didn't show out and show your ass the way you did. It's a big difference. And like I said, as the woman that I am and becoming, I don't run from my past. And I don't run from he say, she say. I can repeat everything that I said. Here's the trend to throw for me. Always be yourself with no molestation. I gotta go, damn it. your neighbor all day. Be alive. Hey! Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real. Just because it's not happening in your household, it's happening in someone else's household, and they're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I'm about to wrap this video up. Always be yourself. I love to talk about love real quick. Love is real, love is one of a kind. That empty wound allows you to feel. Who would have knew someone could truly fulfill those shoes that day? You know, someone showing you why you heal trauma and pain. Being patient with time and day. That vocabulary hits different when someone truly is pouring into you than have to project mind games. It was a manipulation type of love. Someone protecting your mental health. Who would have knew the love of your life wasn't trying to discourage you? You know, you dealt with an unfair shared relationship, a couple or two. Maybe a poor marriage, only was the hold on 1 second. Someone wasn't trying to humble you when it comes to your future. Someone wasn't trying to discourage you, let alone create a hate train. That energy is different when overcoming pain. Imagine praying for somebody only for them to show up. Wow. Even when you got lost in your words, how God allows you to feel everything was working out. Someone brought peace into your life Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments. You know, that toxic norm that you thought was the norm, unhealthy relationship, only for someone to do you wrong. It don't live in your future today. They say fairy tales ain't real, but fairy tales is real. Only for someone to keep it real, which they wasn't willing to master mislead you with pain, let alone play mind manipulation games when it came to balance, walking into your life, not to discover you, let alone dim your light. Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. Wow. Someone maintaining a smile to fix your crown. True love wasn't complicated, only realized that someone truly showed you they wasn't trying to have the cake and eat it too, but just to be faithful to you. You know, loyalty actually came within. It was natural. You didn't have to teach someone how to love you to go within. Someone actually meant what they said that day. I ain't got time for the mind games. I'm here to value your time and day to get to know you for who you truly are. And only rest the hold on 1 second. Someone allows you to heal that scar when it comes to your past. Someone didn't have to fumble you to make a pass. You know, because someone was acting their body weight, not their shoe size, because they didn't have to run game. Yeah, they had an inner child within them, but they knew how to turn it on and off. Because hold on 1 second, you was laughing at someone's corny jokes. Hold on 1 second, who would have knew that season actually hits different? Falling in love with the love of your life. Someone truly knew how to make your day to see you smile. Wow, when the world wanted to kick you down. How God works in mysterious ways. Someone didn't have to manipulate God. When someone truly said that God allows you to see that reflection, who would have knew that true love would be faithful to you the first time around? Someone not discouraging you. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real, and because you're not experiencing it, somebody you may know, or you may came in passing that you don't even have to know, dealt with it. And they never did it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. It doesn't matter what next door neighbor in any tax bracket that can project this type of mindset towards an innocent person. When it comes to gang stalking, it comes down to hacking their devices, gang stalking them when they come and go from different directions, energy harvesting off their energy, destiny swiping with somebody trying to, but epic failure. Hold on a sec, you can't be somebody you truly not, especially that's a child of God's anointing. The energy is different. They have their own blueprint, something that you can't keep up with. It's being yourself. No, at the strength though, you cannot be somebody you're not. That means you gotta go with it and actually help, jackass, be yourself. This type of stuff actually happens every single day. Towards innocent people that don't project sport towards their neighbor. Towards innocent people who don't gang stalk people or hack people devices. But they will get blackmailed to be put in situations that they was never even at. They will be put in sceneries as to hate crimes. They will be put in scenery as to a hate train because of the fact that people are in certain communities or different tax brackets and they're able to control the narrative of the situation. And someone wasn't doing it for likes and views or clout chasing when they spoke up for themselves and they said nobody's going to hear that innocent person. I would hate for that to be your child, regardless to how old they are. And I say that respectfully. Folks be like, how? We live in the spiritual world. Let's keep it real. Yeah, this 3D. Hold on 1 second. It's only the physical. We may not pray the same, but I'm far from a hater. I don't worship the devil. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I know how to respect my neighbor. 6 feet apart, 10 feet apart. Excuse me, no thank you. God said if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. No, ever say it to me. No, for real. Ever say it to me. I gotta go. Because folks will sit there and trying to blackmail you against you. All because you spoke up for yourself to truly keep it real. But hold on 1 second. I wasn't trying to hurt myself, let alone my neighbor. See, when God steps in certain conversations, they will never understand that the reaction that they was looking for. They wanted you to crash out. The angel's different. They said that somebody said from your past, how you act like this, you act like that. But the only reason you was acting like that, because someone antagonized you that day. Someone disrespected you, humiliated you, and blackmailed you against you. And you wasn't wrong for speaking up for yourself. You should have waked the fuck out with they stupid ass. I gotta go. No, you shouldn't. Everybody has a past. Ain't nobody's perfect. But healing trauma and pain is not a race overnight process, and I say that respectfully. You're gonna make certain folks feel uncomfortable because you choose yourself, no matter your tax bracket. And when someone says they're getting their life together, everybody's pain don't hit the same. Because as somebody that's dealing with pain right now, you can't see it within them. Someone has a headache, you can't see it. You can't diagnose somebody that got a headache right now. Someone has body pain, you can't see it. It's trying to throw from how people pick and choose who they want to bully. It don't matter how old someone is, and I say that respectfully. How jealousy and envy is real because someone wants to discourage an innocent person. I'm not even respecting them fall from a hater. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully when someone says you ain't got potential and they try to humble you. You matter, you're worthy. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. Peace and respect, so neighbor, stop the bunch. You many well on them, you like go, you neighbor, on them, you like, I gotta go. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. When someone threatens your life that nobody's going to believe you, never give up on yourself when I say that respectfully. Yeah, they created a hate chain to go against you, but God saw what they did behind closed doors. They said God not real, you delusional, you crazy, you mentally ill. And they tried to project the mental case towards you to get you locked up, put you in a psych board, because they try to paint you out to be paranoid and you expressing what's going on, but you had facts. And they tried to get rid of it because of the fact that they want to paint you out to be somebody you're truly not. God got your back. We may not pray the same, but God works in mysterious ways. When the right people walk into your life, it's truly an even exchange. Respect with no malicious intentions. I'm not trying to hurt you or myself. The angel's different when it comes to growth and maturing. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I'm nice and respect. I don't worship the devil. When it comes to my creativity, I always work alone, regardless who's in the background trying to blackmail me against me, and I say that respectfully. I would never reach out to you, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real, and people hacking devices is really real. And I say that respectfully. Neighbor, I do not live in fear. It's disgusting to see how men will go up against a female and project fear in a woman. It doesn't matter your culture, sir. It's disgusting. There are real men out here that don't do that. There are real men that walk around here and don't project fear in a woman. And especially when that woman didn't have to do nothing. And when that woman speaks up for herself, it should be no reason why her voice does not matter after you violated her. Because you say, oh, well, I got my community to go up against you, so nobody's going to hear you anyway. You wouldn't want someone to do that to your children, regardless of how old they are, and I say that respectfully. And that goes for women, too. And especially when I'm manipulating the situation. It's a thought for me. Nobody deserves that. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I do not live in fear. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I am Naya, genuine love, respect. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. Never give up on yourself. Think this discourage. Hold on 1 second. It was never competition. I love myself not to dim my light. Check you out, neighbor. I'm just fixing my crown. Hey, neighbor, I gotta go. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. When God sends the right people into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you with no malicious intention. I say that respectfully. Today is currently July 23rd, 2025, 4:49 p.m. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child or a loved one because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline. Either they know them or not. It should be no reason why someone is plotting a hate crime towards somebody, or someone's trying to rob somebody mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially, and I say that respectfully. My content is not everybody. You can disagree with what I'm saying at the end of the day, but that same baby that you held in your arms, that was in that womb for 9 months, holding on strong, everybody's walk of life ain't the same, because everybody didn't have a C-section, because you probably had it was a little bit more less time frame. But when you held that baby in your arm, you made a vow to yourself to hold it down. Not every mother and father is a parent, but you became a parent that day. And you would hate for someone that you don't even know, or even if you come across at the end of the day, to bring harm towards your baby, because someone didn't know how to weather the storm. And because your child was an innocent baby, and they didn't have to do anything besides go from point A to Z. You sending your child to the store, or you sending your child to go get some food, or you sending your child to school, or you sending your child to basketball practice, or whatever the case may be. They regular day-to-day activities. They becoming an adult. They go into their business of establishment, or they're just going outside. It should be no reason why someone is shortchanging your child. I say that respectfully. To see them down, let them frown. Why you can't maintain a smile because someone lacks self-control when it came to discipline. I don't mean no disrespect, neighbor. But no mother and father should endure that type of pain. No mother or father, don't matter your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. My content is not for everyone. What I realize when people project sport towards innocent people, some people have kids that are affiliated with these cults and groups and stuff like that, and some people are not. And some people don't care about someone's child. And some people don't even care about their own children because they sacrifice their own children. I don't mean no disrespect, let's talk facts. It's a train of thought for me. Leave innocent people alone. Then you sit there and say that you praise God. The godly thing at the end of the day to do. If you don't like somebody that's more spiritual than you like the fact that you can't energy harvest off someone's energy, or you look at someone at new bait. Like, oh, I like your energy. I want your energy. Come here, motherfucker. Come here. Now! It should be no reason why you dibbling and dabbling in someone's energy. My thing is, if you are trying to do something, you acknowledge a person. Not only do you acknowledge a person, you respect the person. And especially when a person has a service, they can probably help you instead of robbing them for their gifts. It's a train of thought for me. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And especially when someone's a true healer. That ain't just different. That's why they trying to discourage me. But I don't live in fear. That ain't just different. And I'm far from a witch. Now, that's the check of me. I'm just a child of God, just minding my business. You know what I'm saying? Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. Oh. But it doesn't matter what area someone is in their life, and I say respectfully. And especially when they don't have malicious intentions. It should be no reason why a grown-ass adult is energy harvesting off a child. Imagine you finding out, you trying to figure out what's wrong with your baby, and to come to find out this specific person just comes around weird ass times of the year, just to energy harvest off your baby's energy. You be like, what the fuck going on? Oh no, seriously. You think if someone has good intentions towards your child, and only realize they trying to make them mentally unstable, they trying to drain them, trying to cause confusion in their life. I'm about to wrap this video up, keeping it real. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I'm not using no respect. Today is currently July 23rd, 2025. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, and I say that respectfully. Be yourself, don't dim your light. Check you out, neighbor, don't dim your light. Have a good day. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Any negative energy, return back to sender, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. How folks be trying to humble you, discourage you. But that patience is different when truly going within, understanding God's reflection, believing your faith. That confidence is different, unconditional love. I wasn't trying to be like nobody else but myself. Far from a copycat, far from a hate. I know how to put respect on my neighbor's name. Didn't matter your tags, bracket, but your bad habits. Always be yourself and no malicious intentions. Not everybody has bad habits, Naya. I know. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Always be yourself. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.